What is an inspirational OG? That's something I always wanted to be when I was a teenager. I wanted to be like an OG in a certain environment, like among my friends, among my peers, among people that were younger than me, older than me. I always wanted to be like my big cousin Marky or like my dad. Like, I always wanted to be resourceful. Like, if anybody needed help, if anybody needed anything, like I wanted to help them figure out where to go. And I wanted to, sorry, I had to hug at somebody. I don't know what they was doing. I always wanted to point people in the right direction and give people anything that they needed. I learned that from Tywayne and Marky and my dad and Wandale and a lot of older guys that I looked up to. I think they really gave a lot to me, and they've invested a lot into me, and that's what I wanted to become. But when I say OG, I do mean like I used to want to be like an older gangster, like an elder gangster, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to be one of the fathers in the community, you know what I'm saying, that when somebody was getting picked on, when somebody was getting bullied, or, you know, I wanted to be the one to step up, and I wanted to defend them, and I wanted to, you know, I wanted to have time in the game. You know, I wanted to have time when it came to, I wanted to have experience. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be an apprentice when it comes to you know, being a gangster and making money. You know what I'm saying? And eventually I wanted to go from apprentice to a boss, and I wanted to help other people. Now that's changed, but it hasn't changed entirely. You know what I mean? Especially since when I became a Christian and I you know, read the scriptures, and I saw that the Bible condones and it promotes and it endorses helping people, and it promotes taking taking pride in your culture. Then I was like, man, well, I don't want to be like necessarily like a person with experience in being a gangster. You know what I'm saying? What I want to be is I want to be an inspirational OG. So I still want to be resourceful. I want to help people. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be a go-to person for hope. You know, everybody know who the Candy Lady is, you know. Not even I was about to say something, but I ain't gonna say that. Everybody know who the Candy Lady is. They know where to go if they need candy or, you know, something on the low. Some of y'all ain't even struggling in quarantine season because, you know, y'all know where to go. And, you know, but it's, you know, I wanted to be the go-to person for something else. Like, if somebody needed hope, you know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of people I knew that when they started walking with the Lord, or when they started pursuing their faith, or trying to educate themselves, they distance themselves. You know what I'm saying? And they're hard to find. So I tried to make calls to people that I have always grew up around. I tried to spend a night over their house. I tried to connect in many ways that I could, man. I tried to not be judgmental toward anything. And I asked them not to be judgmental towards me. Like, I wanted to be present, you know what I mean? I always wanted to be, you know, present and there. You know, I didn't want anybody to say, man, when Jerron, you know, when the Lord started impacting him, or when he started changing and transforming, he left. Or when he matured, he left. You know, I always wanted to stay, you know what I'm saying? And I want to be an inspirational OG still, man. Like, you know, to be honest, I never wanted to leave my hometown. You know, a lot of people did. I never wanted to. I never wanted to leave my family. I always wanted to be around. I don't know, man. Like, I just, you know, I feel like there's a flavor we have. There's a code we have. there's a language we have, you know, there's personality that we have, there's characteristics we have, you know what I'm saying? There's a dress style we have, fashion we have, you know what I'm saying, values we have that I never wanted to leave. And I till this day, I can't find them nowhere else, man, except in the hood, man. Like, it's hood values, man. You know, it's a culture, and I never wanted to leave that, man. And I still don't. And wherever I go, what city I go, man, I try to, if I can, check in. You know what I mean? Because for real, that's home for me. I love waking up and being around familiar faces and stuff like that. And that's where I learn the most, and those are the people that I look up to the most and admire the most. And yeah, man, so I just want to be an inspirational OG, man. You know what I'm saying? And if that means being in a community with you know what I'm saying, where things are simpler or where things are smaller, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If that means, you know, people ain't got all the money in the world, and you know, they doing what they doing, then that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, God is in control, and God knows me better than I know myself, so He might change that. You know what I mean? And He might show me something different. But man, even to be totally honest with you, we've been in other countries, man. Like, we've been out of the States. And even out of the States, we wanted to know, man, like, where the hood at, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, where the people that are oppressed, you know what I'm saying? People facing obstacles, you feel me? That's what we always wanted, man, and that's still what I want, man. Like, I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get too specific, because I don't want to, you know, people to be mad at me. But for real, I don't mind being around, you know, people who like the vulnerable communities and disadvantaged communities where gang culture is present, where crime is present, and where they're facing oppression and stuff like that. That's black or white or Hispanic, man, wherever we at, man. Like, that's where I always wanted to be. I wanted to be present. Even our spot now, man, it's in a location where it ain't too far from that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I want to be unwise about it. I'm not saying I don't want to be smart about it. I'm not saying I want to put my family in harm's way. I'm not saying that I don't want to come up and that I don't want to bubble. What I'm saying is that those are some of the community values that I grew up on, and those are the people that raised me. And when I was introduced as a kid to the projects and to the hood and to that lifestyle, and that's where I felt like I belonged. You know what I'm saying? They dress how I dressed, they look how I looked, they knew the language that I was speaking, you know, and I knew the language that they were speaking. You know what I'm saying? We had similar aspirations and values, and that hasn't changed. And I got saved, and I thought, to be honest, I thought that I had to let all of that go. And a lot of people told me I had to let all of that go. But the more I was reading the scriptures, I realized, to be frank, in Geron's language, Jesus was from the hood. You know what I'm saying? And Jesus was dealing with oppression. He was a brown man from the hood, and Palestinian. So I don't want to get it twisted. I'm not saying he was African as we know it. You know what I'm saying? But still, man, that's just my thoughts on being an inspirational OG, and that's what I hope to become, man. And that's my passion, and that's my hope. And who do you want to become? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can leave it in the comments, or something like that. But that's just a little bit about me. All right, peace.